Nice, cool. If anyone was out here and they saw us coming down like that, they would be like, what the hell? What's going on out here? Urban Creek recovery session. You already know what we're up for. What we're looking for. Hold on. What's that? Oh yeah, grab it. Hold on. That's a nice one. I got 4 plastic bags on me. You're going to say you should have 4 45 39-gallon industrial garbage bags on you, and not just the little grocery bags. Trying to recover some modern things. Never find ancient stuff in this creek. It's all under the sand. The heck is that? Is that an ancient spoon from 4,000 years ago? No. The heck is that thing? That's downright weird, man. Probably a piece of tar. Yeah, it's a piece of tar. Yeah, it is. Man, they got my emotions going all crazy out here, thinking I found something. Well, I don't know if I'm going to find or see the same things that I saw the last time I came out about a month ago. We've gone through... Hold on. I'm tired. I'm sore. It's hard walking in sandy creeks. You know, it's extremely difficult walking in sandy creeks. It's not like the gravelly creeks where you can just walk on top, you know. The heck is that thing? Part of a toy. Man, I question everything. All right, give us some great things out here. I don't know how far I can cover. It's going to be a hot one. 98 right now. I'm hoping I don't see the same things I've been seeing out here for the past 3 times. But when I came out looking for the magicalness of what they got out here, I mean, the waters didn't get high. Well, it didn't rain for the longest time. It didn't rain hard for the longest time. So I was assuming that they were going to hold on to stuff, that they were holding on to stuff that they knew that we would enjoy. You know, the laws of nature here. The grasp of the waters, holding things down like a wrestler in the wrestling ring, you know. Hold that joker down until we come out to find it. And I made some magnificent recoveries last time I came out. Well, let me take that back. We did find historical things. Look at that football from like the 80s. Could be from the 70s. See, look how slow we gotta go. Man. All right, let me get to looking. I'll let you know if I spot something that's either ancient, perfect. You're not gonna find pottery up in here. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll find 1 or 2 flipped over. You might find a couple of Coke bottles here and there. You're going to find a bunch of toys like figurines. Well, would you look at that? It's the feet. Man, you guys crazy. And I just got finished saying that. You're going to find a bunch of toys up in here. Retro things, whatever. Vintage items. You're going to see a lot of deer. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to scare them. All right. Thank you for the flow marks. Let's go ahead and start looking for things to add to the bag. Let's hope there's a lot of it. Man, Nothing like these city creeks. They're always going to have fun objects in them. Look at that thing. I know I'm so excited. It's different than finding this stuff. If you found it at a Goodwill, you wouldn't even think twice, but you find it in a creek. And it brings joy to all of us. Look at that. That's Da Vinci style right there. That's our color too, man. I know it's not die cast. It's not metal. It's plastic this time. Just like they make the cars these days. Every car is made of plastic. It's a steel roll. It's got the rubber wheels on the back. This is one of those that you pull back. Hot Wheels. Okay, cool. 2007 or 2007? 2017. All right, I'm getting dizzy. Dizzy because of the heat. Not the heat of the boys out here, you know, the law enforcement. What law enforcement agency was that said that they called themselves the Heat? Was it Duluth? Duluth, Georgia? I'm looking at this thing right here. Hold on. I find these all the time, man. And I saw a YouTube video the other day, man. Okay, so this guy was in the creek and he found something that was exactly like this, but it was more hollowed out. And I never thought about this, but his was burned out on the inside, and I found a couple of them in the past. I'd say in the past 6 months that were burned out on the inside. And he said something like they were verified as authentic, like what they call flame runners or fire runners or something like that. And it's like a sacred thing that the natives used to do, where they would... Someone just said something. Oh, it's the frogs out here talking. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. But anyway, these ancient ones out there are called flame runners, fire runners. And they take a fire from one campground and run it up to 50 miles to the next camp or something like that, as a sacred ritual or something. Hold on. It's hot. I'm tired. But, yeah, so I might have missed a couple of those in the past during our exploring sessions. That's artistic. Oh, yeah, it's better on this side, though. All right. Yeah, that's a card. I'm looking for a lot of everything, a lot of art. Another piece of the puzzle, the flooring stuff. I wonder if we're going to find some glass bottles from the 40s out here. Yeah, every time I come out, well, I haven't been coming out that often because it's so hard to get out here with the traffic and all, Mary Kay. Yeah, let me go and just, man, why would I even add this to the pocket? I guess just to get it out. Got a character here. Somebody lost a tail. That's from a stuffed animal, man. Yeah, well, I'm all over the place. I'm trying to get hype up in this thing. Hey, it's a mitten. It's a little sock. Probably from the 70s or 60s. Yeah, I'm a little bit hype up in this thing. I guzzled half an energy drink before I hopped up in this thing. Try to help us beat the heat, you know, give us some kind of energy out here. I told the Almighty, I said, thank you for this heat, though. Thank you for this heat. I know you guys are going to say, Da Vinci, you're crazy, man. Well, you just don't know. You just don't know. Well, you know when the cold is coming back, you know. You always know when the cold is coming back. It's coming back in wintertime. No, that's not a Dalton. We don't find plants in this creek. It's a make-believe. Yeah. All right, let me keep going. But you already know I'm always going to keep going. The cute ones are talking out here. They're telling me, or they're telling each other that he sees it. Of course I see it. That's what I came out here for today. Another figurine. I've only been here for like 12 minutes, man. It's barely even 5 o'clock. We got like 4 hours left, man. Art is off the chain up in this place. Dang. What's it say on the other side? KT. I guess that's what that means. It's missing half the sign, maybe even more than that. Got that thing. Got these things too. Look at that. What the heck is wrong with me? I just see art and everything, especially when it's matriculated by the laws of nature up in this thing. Look at that. But we have to save somebody else. Yet another one. Who do we have here? Oh, they're intact. Spider-Man. Another great recovery. Keep them coming. How they get in places like this, I don't know. No, that's not intact. I remember it from last time. Hope we don't drop down to the knees in sand. Always got to keep a lookout for that after major rain events, even nearly a week later, on how smooth and rolling they are out here. One of the toughest things when it comes to sandy creeks that, drink too much of the energy drinks out here. One thing is how difficult they are to navigate, especially when they're mostly sand, Sand is always going to be soft. You don't know if you're going to go down deep. It's hard to walk in. It's a busted bowl. Probably part of a headlight or a tail light. A casing for it. Yeah. But another thing about these sandy creeks, after major flood events, rain events, they'll take what used to be shallow and make it go neck high, empty it out. And then places that once were past the knees, they fill it in, making it barely past the ankles. When it comes to a sandy creek, you just don't know what you're going to get until you go. But it's different every single time. Check this thing out. It's quite the combo right there. Look at that piece of art, piece of metal. Oh, we got the ducks up there. Cute. We're going to have to announce ourselves so we don't feel bad about making them run off, especially when they got the little ones. But check this thing out. Maybe I should take this thing back. What I just said about not finding points out here. Well, you know. I talk about it all the time when they're still making them. Check out that thing right there. All it takes is a cup of wax for this to get caught up in some log jam or between some rocks for them to make what they used to make. By using the laws of nature. That's a fine looking piece. Dang, bro. Check out these masterpieces, for real. Look at the painting on this thing. Look what nature done did. Man. Left it out long enough for somebody to come by and recover this thing and add it to the wall, add it to something else later. Very nice. Imagine that combined with something else and then you put it on a white wall in a museum. Imagine the contrast with the light. What do we have here? Oh, you can tell what it is, man. You can see the fake wood grain on it. Paneling for somebody's kitchen wall back in 1969. I don't know about this one. I mean, you know what it is, though. It needs more time. We'll find it later. Nothing that interesting for the past 200 or 300 feet. Just some small pieces of plastic, you know, artistic things, whatever. But you'll never believe what I just found. A different kind of artifact. Well, you know, one of the figurines we found was Spider-Man. But look what I just found. A Spider-Man tape measure. Or some kind of measuring device. It's got a string inside of it, I think. Very cool object. What you know about that? 2 Spider-Man things out here so far. Dang, check out that shard. Pretty colors on it too. You already know what that looks like. Da Vinci style. How am I ever gonna get that thing in the pocket? Look, we got Ukraine up in this thing. Blue and yellow together. Tied up. Different times. That's so strange though. Man, look at the newest stash. The last 20 minutes added a lot of things to the bag. Got another one of these fancy art strips. Another one of these things. Not good on this side, but it's awesome on that side. At least you can't tell what it is because nature has done something. But get a load of this thing right here. Let me pan the camera up. Something you don't find every single day in the creek. One of a kind out here. Get a load of this. Not a find of a lifetime, just a find for the moment. Part of a cabinet. Maybe a kitchen countertop, whatever. Kitchen cabinet. But there's quite the artifact on this side. On the other side, excuse me. Bam. Would you look at that? Lasting the test of time out here. Could be from the 50s, could be from the 40s, could be from the 70s. Beautiful. Quite the recovery. Beautiful. Look how the light comes in. Where's that ancient pot? From 1800 BC. Fully intact up in here. I don't see one. But I found something real cool. Check this thing out. We found the fish. Would you look at that thing? Vintage. I can't tell. It's some kind of squeegee toy or what. That's what it looks like. It's got the hole in the bottom. Very nice. Nice and weathered. Weathered by the laws of nature out here. Turn that thing into a masterpiece. Dang, Da Vinci style. How am I going to add that to the other ones? Look at that thing. Look at the layers on that. Boy. Dizzy, lightheaded, hot. And the stash keeps growing. Yeah, just a lot of other big stuff and small, tiny stuff. Don't have time to film it though. But there's something over here you gotta take a look at. Connected. Let me add this to the thing. Things are getting a little bit more scary at the moment. Look at these two things right next to each other. Hold on. Look at them things. Old school for real. Countdown timer. Yeah, but I just been finding some weird things. I said I found some gold. I know it's probably part of a button or something that's in my back pocket. Hold on with this thing. Look at that. It's not real gold. It's just plastic. I don't know if it's part of a, rivet or something like that for somebody's pants. Hold on. I've been finding some weird things in the past 30 minutes. What the heck is going on out here, man? Everything looks like it's part of the lady. Last 30 minutes, it's been off the chain up in here. Found things that have been layered on top of each other. Stickers, no. Everything's connected. You know, like these things right here. Sticking to each other. I know, how scary. Everything's layered within the lady. Nearly impossible. What the heck kind of day are we having today? Found some Alfredo sauce. Just this from a restaurant. But you talk about Da Vinci style. How am I going to get this thing out of here? And it's the colors that we always recognize, just like that piece of wood we just found up in here. Bam! Look at the masterpiece colors on this thing right here. Boy, hope it cleans up easily. It's exactly what we're looking for. Man, alive. Iridescent. Man, that's like a 13-pounder. I'm definitely going to have to recover that thing for real. $7.20. You know I want to keep going. You know I do. But I never have enough time, it seems. The better gravel bars are past a certain spot. And it's steeper than you can ever imagine in this place. Man. Plus, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get back to the stash. There's no getting around this thing today. At this hour? Man, you guys crazy. Just collected a few more things. Nothing ancient. Just a bunch of art. And then, of course, the last thing that I spot. Take us that thing. Some kind of glass. Cool. Never found anything like this before. Add it to the stash. Da Vinci style. Everything is going to be on the other side of the swimming pool. Ooh, it's ancient, yet modern at the same time. Probably 1700s, 1600s. No older than 1500. Top of some kind of cup. Beautiful. Time to head on back. See you later. I'm looking. Satan's out here. I know Satan very well. I know about them very well. I'm not trying to tell you to know it very well. I'm just saying you got to know that it exists. Satan's out here. I know that for a fact. Well, Satan's a prankster, you know? A different kind of entity. A different kind of challenger. Well, further back there, I was like walking through the creek and someone said, I heard someone say, with the frequency out here, someone said, look over here. And I was looking around, kept on going, went about 25, 30 feet. And then I saw this round thing in the creek. I thought it was like some kind of roller for, paint, like a paint roller, like an extra fat one. And I picked it up and then I thought it was clay soils. And I was like, this is awfully round to be clay soils. Maybe it was rolling in the creek all this time. And I picked it up and started playing around with it. Thanks a lot, Satan. I know you're a prankster. You try to challenge us to see how far we're willing to go. I got that bowling ball that weighs like 13 pounds and 2 bags and a bunch of nice artistic metal. And then a second I tossed it back into the creek after I realized it was a little bit too soft to be a paint roller. I looked down. It won't come off. This black grease in a ball. Well, it wasn't a ball, it was like a round thing. Like a giant roll of toilet paper. Let's say if you take paper towels and cut the roll in half, that's exactly what it looked like. Been trying to get the oil off for the past 10 minutes by rubbing my hands in the soils. It won't come off. Dang Satan. A different kind of dang challenger, prankster. Doesn't matter if you live or die. It's going to challenge you. Boy, now how am I going to carry all this stuff back? And a 13-pound bowling ball. 3 bags, a gallon, and a bunch of metal. With one hand out of commission. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. Fabulous day. Another 2 trips up the stairs tonight for this. Can't really just turn it over, but let's take a look anyway. Well, looks like another day of endless art recovery for real. Not one single artifact of ancient history. Who knows? Maybe we could take a couple of things back out there. So it could be just that. Later on. I don't know about that. A lot of art today. A lot of metal. A lot of wood. But hands down, I promise you this. We would have definitely have recovered a few major artifacts if we made it to where we were supposed to make it to, but we couldn't. Because the time says so. How did they get up in there? This could be an artifact right here. Piece of pottery. How'd that get up in there? Huh. Just reach my hand in the bag, pull something out. Could be a piece of Native American pottery, part of a cup from back in 1711, 1693. Yeah, put that to the side. But other than that, normal City Creek style stuff, you know. Got the wood pieces I'm looking for. Got to wait till they dry out so I can wash them off. Use them later. Same thing with metal, plastic. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with some battered bowling ball. You talk about being overused. Look at the laws of nature out there flaking that thing off. Making it look like something else. I wondered if I dropped this thing, would it just completely shatter? I mean, it's already cracked. That's crazy though, man. Look at that. Who knows how long this thing has been in that creek? Wow, for real. Only creeks that I find bowling balls in. Really though. Wheel hubs. A bunch of other random stuff. I need to figure out how to upcycle this stuff. Especially the things that aren't broken. Dented. Deformed. Make something else out of them. I mean, that's old school for real. That's probably 1940s right there. Forgot what it came off of though. Some things are easy to forget over time. And everything else is just normal City Creek stuff. That's it. Found a couple of cool things though. Knobs from like the 50s, 60s. Salvage from a piece of wood. That's a nice one for real. Looks like great grandma style. I think she actually had that type of knob, you know, on one of her pieces. And when I saw this thing, guys, I mean, look at this thing. And I don't know exactly what it is. It's just a piece of plastic. But when you see it in the creek like this, what do you think that thing looks like, man? Looks like a gold wedding band. But it wasn't. What a shame. But we did manage to find a little bit of gold, part of some electronics. It's the only gold for today. Very cool. Hope you enjoyed this one too. This is not too old. There's a business card on the inside and it's got, how many digits? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 10-digit phone number in there, 404, which means it's not old. But check these things out. We did kind of recover some kind of ancient history in a different way. Check out the size of this Dalton. I mean, look at that thing. They're still out there making them out of anything they can get their hands on. I mean, look at the size of that Dalton spear tip, man. Dang. That's one gargantuan piece. I didn't notice that until I was going through the plastic stuff. And then I saw it. Man, that's crazy out there, man. It's just an idea of mine. I'm just cutting up that they're still making these things. Kind of thought about that about 1.5 years ago when I started, and I kept coming across pieces of just everyday modern stuff, shaped exactly like what you're looking at. The historic pieces. And I just started talking about it. I know nature does crazy things over time. But the question you got to ask is, who's doing what? That's what I want to know. Who is making what? See you later.